Hello everybody, this is a Lighthouse Hall of Fame film from the European server. Congratulations to Norelc on two different counts. First, this is his first entry into the Hall of Fame, so good job on that. And second, he is going to move into first place on the T37 list with this entry. Great way to enter the Hall, moving into first place on a list. We're in Live Oak, standard mode, north spawn. There are 3 artillery apiece, 2 scouts apiece. The enemy has twin 2801s in a platoon, which has a T37 you really don't want to see because they tend to tear your butt up with HE. No TDs on the enemy team, only one on his, so game's dominated by heavies and mediums, which is kind of a good deal on this map. This is a map where you may have to make runs around the map, and having a lot of mediums is good to have. But teams are pretty equal in that regard. He's going to take an aggressive spotting stance here, moving up. Looks like by the little fishing hut up here. Got to be careful doing this, guys, because if the enemy scouts are any good and move over here, you're going to get lit up as you try to pull into position. You have to be ready to evacuate as you approach. But they don't look like they came out to the lake, so he gets up here safely. And he gets rewarded with a lot of spots.
Ready to fire. Where'd they go?
T43 dies
Target
trying to get
acquired.
into position.
Target lost.
The Loa is insane, moving where he's at right behind Norelc. He should be taking shots right now. The enemy scouts obviously went to they probably are down here together. One of them should have gone. You always want to scout in here somewhere just to be able to see these fools that do this kind of stuff. But they didn't go there, or else the Loa would have been taking shots already. So it's something where when you're playing the battle, you can infer that there's no scout on the opposite side of the lake simply because that big heavy tank behind you is not getting hit. And there's a 2801 way down here. The other one's probably over here somewhere helping him out. He's not getting any more spots, so he's going to, it looks like, maybe move over toward the railroad. But just as he starts to go this way, the AMX he's platooned with goes the other way, so. Probably not the best idea to split up. Once you start moving into attack, he's going to turn around and go with his platoon mate. It's a good idea to split up when you're spotting, so that you're not duplicating spots. But once you go into attack mode, it's also a good idea to stick together, because 2 scouts together on an attack can do an insane amount of damage, and they help each other out. And you end up at least one of you surviving to continue the attack a lot longer than 2 scouts acting individually can do. And they might have a clear path to the back here. He's going to move over here to where he can check out this valley for artillery. And it appears clear, so that means everybody's back in the southwest corner. There's the first guy.
Target acquired. Target unlocked.
There's the second.
Ready to fire.
SE-14 already shot, so he's going to, there's the third.
Target
He's
acquired.
moving in on the AMX.
Permission to engage. Enemy armor is hit.
Other guy's not paying him any attention. He kills the guy who's trying to circle, reverse around on him. ignores the guy who already shot, and now he gets to hopefully complete the trifecta and get a Pascucci. There we go. Pascucci medal. And if you notice, whether he did it on purpose or not, he followed the rules of arty hunting to a T. Pay attention as you move in and see who fires. You can ignore them. And then you take on the guy who's the biggest threat. The guy trying to traverse to take him on is a bigger threat than the M12 who was totally ignoring him. So he took out the AMX and then the M12 and then the last guy who had been the least threat because he'd already fired 1, 2, 3 quick kills and a Pascucci medal. And now he's pulling back over here to help out in town.
Ready to fire.
Trying to get in close to this IS and the depression. He's totally ignoring him, not even paying attention to the map where he would have seen it coming.
Target acquired.
Now he's going to try to traverse and get his gun on him. It's going to be too late.
We didn't even scratch them. Enemy is hit. Enemy armor is damaged.
He gets one shot off before he dies.
Enemy is hit. Enemy armor is destroyed. Track fixed. Let's roll.
He wasn't being threatened by anybody. Artie was out of the game, so he didn't use his repair kit to fix his tracks. He just waited thinking, hey, I may need that repair kit later on in a more emergent situation, so I'll keep it for later. Comes out behind this T36. Probably gonna get a kill here.
Penetration. We didn't penetrate their armor. Ammo, but at least it didn't explode. Where'd they go?
12T got the kill on that guy, bailed him out. That's why you stay together as scouts once you start attacking. If you're in a platoon, 2 guns work better than 1. 3 on 3, 2 lights and a heavy versus 2 heavies and a light. So he's letting the 12T take the lead because he doesn't have hit points left to do it. .2801 is somewhere down here in a bush. You would think, because he got spotted. He's letting people know he got spotted. Always good in a situation like this, if you get spotted, tell your team so that they know at that position somebody can see you. You don't know quite where the guy is who's spotting yet, but you know there he is. He had to be down there to the south somewhere. There's a little gap he's going to try to fire through.
Target acquired. Enemy armor is damaged.
Here we go.
They're knocked out.
So after the 2801 pops the 12T hard, Norelc distracts the 2801 and gets him to try to shoot at him and gets the kill, and now they've taken turns keeping each other alive. And it's time to come over here and flank the OI.
Penetration.
Don't know where the Oni is yet.
Penetration.
But just the one heavy to go once they find him. They should be able to tag team him between the lights. So they're sticking together. There he is. He has a lot of hit points left. He's down here just watching Cap, waiting for Norelc's team to show up.
Penetration. Enemy armor is damaged. Ready to fire.
And while I'm saying you should stick together, that doesn't mean attack from the same angle. They're doing this perfectly. They're coming in from two different angles on the Oni. So he has to choose which person he's going to face his gun towards. And whichever he picks, then the other guy pulls ahead and fires. Right now he's looking at the 12T, so Norelc's taking shots.
Penetration. Enemy armor is damaged.
Now he's looking at Norelc, so Norelc backs up, and hopefully the 12X pulls up and takes a shot. Meanwhile, the lows
Ready to fire.
chugging along south to try to get here and help.
Where'd they go?
Looking back at the 12T, so time for Norelc to get more shots.
Enemy armor is hit.
This Oni really has no chance. Unless the lights mess up, they can do this until the guy dies.
Penetration. Penetration. Enemy is hit. Critical hit. Critical hit.
And the Loa gets the final kill. That's how it goes, man. It happens so often like that. You're firing away to tank and getting damage on almost every shot, and then you need just one shot left to get the kill, and you start bounce, and somebody else takes him out. That would have given him a top gun. But either way, he ends up with the win and a really good battle overall. He did 3,394 damage with 5 kills, 39 of 46 shooting, that's 85%. Did 1,174 assisted damage in 8 spots, 36,182 credits. Survived the fight and was awarded 2,735 XP. Threw in a Pascucci and a High Caliber, along with Spotter, Fighter, Fire for Effect mini medals. He ends up with a battle score of 2,800, first place, and a target for people to shoot at. I know people will beat it, but we'll see how long it stands as number 1. He starts off by moving down to the hut, the fishing hut down here, and spotting from the bushes right beside there. Like I said, that's okay, but if an enemy scout chooses to go here, you're going to get seen on the way in and either take damage or run for your life, hoping you don't take damage or die. So just be aware, this is a high risk type of position when there's, especially when there's more than one enemy scout out there. Almost always somebody will pull up down in here and expose you. before you get there, they get there. So just go here under caution and be aware that you may have to flee for your life. But once the spots ran out, he started to go over this way and realized the AMX-12T was coming here. So he chose to stay with his platoon mate, and it's a good thing he did because the two worked really well throughout the fight together. They went in here unmolested in toward Artie, and he played the 3 Artie situation perfectly. The 1 Artie had just fired on the way in, so he knew he could ignore him. Then he picked on the Artie that was trying to traverse toward him, while the 3rd Artie just totally ignored him. So he killed the guy who was the threat. Then he killed the guy who hadn't fired yet, and then he finally finished off the guy who had been the least threat the whole time. And in a matter of maybe 30 seconds, he ends up with 3 kills and a Pascucci medal. And then they go back, help out in town. And then at the end, they're doing a little flank-a-boom on the Oni down here, to where whenever he was looking at the 12T, he would start firing. And when he turned his gun toward Norelc, he just backed down the little ramp. In the 12C, I don't know if he ever took any shots or not, but he kept the heavy occupied, and finally the Loa made it down far enough south to get the kill shot. So it was a classic play all the way through. Artie hunting, spotting, and in the end, flank-a-boom. You get to see 3 different things done extremely well. And congratulations again to Norelc for ending up in the Hall of Fame. Hopefully we see more of him. And hopefully he can push his T37 score even up higher. From Live Oaks, Standard North, happy hunting.